welcome back to the channel. Legacy here. Today I've got another video for you guys, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the 12 volt 2-seat Beach Buggy from Costco. We just got it today in the rain, and it is a very wet box and it's in a very bad condition, but we're going to get it open before all the water penetrates through to the actual car and ruins it. So we're just going to get it open and get it installed and put together. So it's for ages 3+. It's got 110-pound load capacity, about 50 kilograms, as you can see right there. It's a 2-seater car. It has high and low speeds, operating headlights, real doors that open and close, working sounds, horn, engine ignition, USB and SD card MP3 socket, volume control, 4-wheel suspension, and seats for 2 riders. So it basically has a whole dashboard with functional features. As you can see, some features right there, pictures of the headlights, the interior with the steering and stereo controls, and then it's got a suspension that spring suspension that gives it a smoother ride if you're gonna ride it outside or whatever. But for now, we're just gonna put it together and just turn it on and see how it sounds, or look at all the features. For dimensions, as you can see right there, it's 84 centimeters or 33 inches wide from wheel to wheel, and height is almost 32 inches. Unfortunately, that's all messed up right there, so I can't really see it. Yeah, you can't really read it, but might be double the 33, so it might be almost 60 inches long, maybe more, I don't know. But we're just gonna get it open right here out of the box, and let's see what's in there as parts by. Okay, so we've got everything out of the box and it is here ready to be assembled. As you can see, the headlights and the design of the car looks pretty cool. It looks just like a real vehicle, I guess. The logo's kind of crooked there, but that doesn't really matter. The rest of the material that we have that we need to assemble is all laid out. This is what comes with it. We've got all the mounting hardware, screws, whatnot. They even gave tools, so you don't really need to get your own tools. You've got the hubcaps for the wheels, the steering wheel, and then the charger. You get a manual, you get 4 wheels, and then you get a little support for the back of the seat. There's your axle. There's another support for the center, or the front, sorry, and then there's the seat, which comes with a nice little handy seat belt. Everything was nicely packaged. The wheels in the back are zip tied together so the suspension doesn't move around. You can see that zip tie. And that's basically what's in the box. There's not very much to assemble. You don't really even need the manual. So let's go ahead and see the dashboard of the vehicle, or the car here. You've got your speed gear, high and low, or I mean forward and backward gear, and then you've got the speed. Bottom is low, high is up. And then you've got the power button. The big red one on the bottom is the basically go ahead and start driving button, I guess. And then that one is the power button, so it cuts off power to all your electronics if you hit that switch. You've got the connector for the steering wheel right there, and then that's where you put the steering wheel. And then there's your little makeshift radio with the USB SD card and whatnot. All these buttons are real. I believe the LCD also lights up here, so that's pretty cool. I think the battery is in the front compartment here, which is a 12 volt battery right there. The front does open up. That's its main controller right there, and then you just charge it. If you want to start up the car, you need to first hook up these 2 cables, which we'll do here in a minute. You can see the speakers and everything in the vehicle. So there are, I believe, there's only one. Okay, so there's 1 speaker. And that's basically it. You just need to start assembling, and you can have kids playing on it in no time. We can also look at the doors here, which are supposedly real working doors with locks on them, as you can see there. So they've got little locks in here that you have to pull back and push out, or lift up and then push out, and that kind of keeps it from opening on its own. But that's basically it. Let's go ahead and start assembling the car, and we'll get back then. Okay, so I've got the whole car upside down on the box here, so we can start assembling the wheels. There's the front axle right here. You can see there's a little bit of suspension play on it. Not very much, but it's better than nothing, I guess. The back have suspensions that are actually not connected, since they zip tied the whole motor assembly here. So we're gonna have to cut the zip tie, install the suspension here, and then we're gonna put the wheels on afterwards. We also need to put the axle in there, which is that long rod that we showed earlier in the video. So let's go ahead and start by cutting off the zip ties here, and then we're gonna start assembling the whole axle assembly here. So it's just basically that motor assembly. That whole thing is loose. That's why they zip tie it until you actually put it together by sticking the motor inside and then putting the whole assembly on like that. So let's go ahead and do that now, and we'll see you in a second. Okay, so we've got the suspension installed here. As you remember, it was on the side and it wasn't assembled, so the hex nuts are already on the suspension itself, or the shock absorbers. So you need to undo those and then stick them through the holes of these brackets for the whole wheel assembly, rear wheel assembly here. And then you want to slide the whole the axle through the tube here, and then when it comes out the other side, you just stick a wheel on it. And then if we come around, you'll see that we've got a washer here, and then there's another washer on the other side of the wheel itself. And then you just take the nut that they provide with the tools that they already provide. It's the locking nut. So they've got 2 of these wrenches, and then they've got all the Allen wrenches that you need. So everything is provided. And then you just have to have one person hold the nut on one side while the other person tightens the other side. You could probably do it with one person, but it's easier with 2. So now we can actually put the hubcaps on the wheel themselves, so we could cover the nut here so we don't see them. So how we want to put them on is basically just put them in and it snaps into place just like that, and it looks pretty nice, gray with green contrast here. So while we assemble the front suspension, I'll just cut that out so you guys don't have to see all the work and extended process, I guess. The next part in this whole installation is to put the steering wheel on. We've got all 4 of the wheels installed and the car flipped back over. So there's a little connector in the actual steering wheel compartment here that you need to push to enable the horns to work, the horn buttons here. So what we're gonna do is just take the connector, it's fairly simple, just push it in just like that, it'll click, and then you just push the rest of the wire inside and make sure the steering wheel is straight and just put it in. And then they provide a long screw here with a little nut, which we're gonna stick through. The nut goes on the left side because they've got a little cutout for it so it doesn't keep spinning. And then you basically stick the screw through. This is the one tool that they didn't provide, which is a Phillips head screwdriver, which I will need to go get because I did not prepare for that. But I'll just cut that out so you guys don't have to see that, and we'll tighten it later. But for now, let me just show you the whole front assembly that we've put together here. There's the front wheels with the rims installed. Same technique as the rear, where you put a washer on the back that goes on the main axle, and then a washer on the front of the wheel, and then the lock nut. And then you just tighten that up, and just don't over tighten it, otherwise you'll break the plastic tools, which are fairly cheaply made kind of, but it's good that they provided it so you don't have to go get a bunch of tools for yourself just for this one car if you don't have any. And the back, fairly simple, same process as we showed earlier, and that's it for the whole bottom assembly. Another cool thing about this car is that they provide all the spare parts just in case you lose something. They have 1 lock nut and 2 of each type of washer, plus one of the other screws that's for the support in the back of the seat, and then they've got 1 nut for the steering wheel here. So it even says spare parts on it right there, so that's good. But other than that, let me go ahead and tighten up the steering wheel, and we'll be back when we put on the seat. Okay, so now we've got the steering wheel tightened, and now we're just gonna slide this seat into place. As you can see, there's 2 sliding brackets here that we can push the seat into, just like so. So what you want to do is make sure that you've got the seat aligning with the bottom brackets, so you can easily slide it in. It's a little tricky at first, but just like that, and then you just need to make sure that it goes in the little holes in the back of it. And just like that, the seat will lock into place. It will not move anymore. You've got a seat belt in the front here for any kids. One side is adjustable, so you can tighten and loosen anytime you want. So there is a lock right here for the seat. If you do want to remove it, you just press this and then pull it back forward. Kind of unnecessary if you're going to keep it there. But very hidden and tucked away right here is the charging port. It says it right there. If I can get it to focus, charge port. So you don't really have to keep the wire dangling all over the place. You can just put it all in the car, just like that. But now we're gonna install the top support for the back of the car here. Let me go around to the other side so I can show you that. You just push one side in and just basically push it hard enough and it'll just pop in just like that. Same thing with the back. Same technique, you just push it in and it locks just like that. But this time we have a little screw for it, so it actually locks in on one side, so the front one doesn't come out, if kids are pulling on it or whatever. But let's go ahead and put that screw in and we'll see you then. So now what's left to do after you've got the screws in, which are right around here in the little grooves here, you just gotta screw it in with a little bit of force, or you can drill it. But this plastic is a little bit flimsy here, so you can easily screw the screw in. You don't have to really get a drill or anything. So that just hooks that front guard into place so it doesn't move. And then all that's left to do is to come over to the hood here, hood compartment, and then attach the two wires here, which are going to be the final step in the whole assembly, just like that. And then you just push it together. The cool thing is you don't really need to take this apart again ever, because the charging port is right over there. In other vehicles you might have to take this out and plug the battery side into the wall, which kind of is a little bit inconvenient. Also, as you saw in the beginning of the video, the battery was lopsided on one side. Maybe that's a manufacturing defect or something, but we had centered it now into its actual locking bracket. As you can see, the wires here are also a little bit messed up because they got clamped under this originally. So we fixed that now. Let's go ahead and put the hood back on here, clip it back into place just like so. Easily put back in there like that. You can hit this button here and you can see that it made that start engine sound. If we come around to the front here, the headlights have turned on just like that, both headlights. I believe the brake lights have already also turned on, and it looks pretty cool. And then there's a little compartment back here if you want to put anything in the car, snacks or whatever for whoever's going to be driving it. That's basically it. Let's test the horn. Okay, so you press it once and then it has its own little pattern. And then it shows something there. I don't know if that's the time or whatever, but it shows something there. The odometer here is obviously unfunctional. The only other functional piece is that radio. Sorry about that. Which you can insert an SD card or a USB and just you could play it that way, or you could connect an aux cable here for MP3 and then just play it from your phone. So we're not going to be testing the radio, but that's basically about it for the installation and assembly process. You've got the accelerator at the bottom here that you can press to speed it up. So you've got the low speed, high speed, forward, and reverse. If we go reverse here, it goes back pretty fast. It's got a lot of power to it once it's charged up. You might want to charge it up fully before you actually drive it around or let anyone drive it. So that's basically it for this whole unboxing and installation. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did learn something new, please leave a comment and give a thumbs up for this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.